Rachel over here to warm up the audience. Who has felt personally victimized by the weather these past few weeks? I woke up this morning, I felt so congested, I popped a Sudafed right away. And speaking of congestion, let's talk about Route 28. What an awful segue into this awful problem we have here. That all of these candidates are looking into fixing. Kiss the mic. I feel like spring break. So, thank you so much for coming to Sylvia Glass's campaign kickoff. I'm Gordon Bear, and this is Rachel Magdalene, and we are Sylvia's management team. We have been working nonstop to make this event happen and work with the candidate to make sure that we win in November. One thing you can do right now to ensure that we win in November is give. Give of your time, and most importantly, give of yourselves in terms of your wallet. We have our lovely treasurer, Kara, in the back. She is, hi! Kara! Woo! She can take any checks, money orders, or cash that you have. And we can also get your donations via Act Blue. We'll be catching you when you leave, I'm sure. And so, yeah, please donate. And thank you so much for coming. We look forward to volunteering, with us, canvassing, phone banking, making sure that we get Sylvia elected to the Board of County Supervisors.
All right.
And if you don't want to walk a canvas, there's plenty of other things you can do.
Where do we sign up?
We're asking you. Just if you leave your name in the front, we'll be in touch. Okay? And then you can tell us yes or no. Thank you.
Hi. So I'm Joy Maloney. I'm the Broad Run District School Board Representative. People are particularly rowdy tonight because we had a great vote on Tuesday adding sexual education to equal opportunity policy. But we're also excited because we're here tonight for Sylvia Glass. And I have met Sylvia Glass, I think over a year ago at least. It was probably 2 years at a Broad Run Democrats meeting. And she is just so impressive. She's a long-time Ashburn Village resident. And whenever I describe the district to people, I'm always like, well, it's Broadlands and Ashburn Village, and then there's a lot of other stuff. But that's basically our heart. And I live in the Broadlands, she lives in Ashburn Village, and really that's the heart of the district right there. And she's raised her children here. And she is not running for school board, although I may have put that into her head. Because she is a Loudoun County public school teacher, and she would have to leave her position in order to do that. And I don't know if you want to do that or not, but so she doesn't just know our schools in a theoretical level. So she's in there every day. So I just want to let you know that I strongly support Sylvia, and I'm so happy that she chose to run, and I can't wait to see her elected in November.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Wendy Goditis. I'm delegate representing House District 10, which starts just east of Leesburg. It runs all the way to Route 81 across Loudoun, Clark, and Frederick counties. And I want to tell you how I met and fell for Sylvia Glass. We are just this close to our 2-year anniversary here. 2017, February, some horrible inauguration had just occurred a couple of weeks ago. Many of us were intensely interested in different outcomes across the country and certainly across Virginia. So we are looking at who we can beat in the next election. Sylvia and I had that same idea. And for 5 minutes, our dear Sylvia thought she lived in House District 10. Sorry to embarrass you that way. So she and I both had said, somebody has to beat that Randy Minshew guy. And we were at a meeting, and I think maybe she was already seated at the table, and with some officers of LCD, the Loudoun County Dems, who were there, I don't know, to vet us, I don't know. But I walked in, I saw Sylvia Glass, her aura, her warmth, her intelligence, her depth of feeling shines out of her face. Honestly, when they said, these people are, you're both interested in running against this candidate, and I was like, whoa. First of all, I'm not in this to run against Democrats. I stepped up because at that point, I was the first one to say something. Nobody else had stepped forward. Sylvia didn't know I had. She stepped forward, and I said, I'm not here to run against Democrats. And honestly, I had never met her before. I put my hand on her arm and I said, and why on earth would I want to run against this? Fortunately for me, I guess, she discovered that day that she lived like across, anyway, she didn't live in my district, so, but I would have been perfectly happy to step down for her, honestly, on site. So that's how I feel about Sylvia Glass, her strength and her steadiness and her dedication to the idea. She's held on to this idea over a couple of years. That's the kind of steadiness and dedication and intelligence we need. We're going to get it in her. She's going to win. This, I think that everyone in this room understands this. And it is my privilege to know you, and every chance I get, I stand near you to be reflected in your aura. So thank you for coming forward. And now it's my honor to introduce one of my mentors. There are two of my mentors standing right here, but I'm going to introduce our delegate, John Bell. And the only thing I'm unhappy about with him is that he's trying to leave me in the House of Delegates and go to the Senate, but I will ultimately forgive him for that. So here it is, Delegate John Bell.
Isn't Wendy wonderful? I mean, we're in Richmond, and sometimes, things can get a little heated there every now and then. Sometimes people get a little grouchy. She always has a wonderful smile on her face, so she always makes everybody feel good. Thank you all for coming. I am so impressed. This is a huge turnout. This is great. Thank you for coming. Give yourself a round of applause. So people want to say Democrats don't have enthusiasm anymore. I'm talking maybe people who might be orange. I think we have a lot of enthusiasm, right? If you're here tonight, there's probably a million things you could do, but you decided to do something that was important and would make a difference. So thank you for being here. Thank you. We have an opportunity in front of us this year that is amazing. And I want to just quickly review where we've come from. When Jennifer and I were elected to the House of Delegates, before that we only had Jennifer Wexton in the state Senate. So we really didn't have anything. And that year when we won 3 seats on the school board. Get Joy elected? Yeah. And we won 3 supervisor seats, including the chair with Phyllis Randall. And at the time, I was the westernmost Democrat in the House of Delegates. Wendy has that title now, I think. So, in really a pretty short amount of time, we've turned Loudoun County blue. And if you look at our results and count the last 3 or 4 elections, we have owned Loudoun County. We have owned it. And it's been incredibly frustrating for me to see us do things where we work hard in Richmond and we increase the level of funding for schools, and we increase the level of funding for so many great programs, and yet we see people here fight for something that's not important, and they fight to not fully fund our schools still. Did you know that we just built a $25 million shooting range here? We have 4 already. There's one at Dulles Airport that's rarely used. We could have paid a fee to use that one. That $25 million would have done so many great things for us. So one of the things that we want is we want to make sure we have people here that are going to serve and reflect our values. So Sylvia came to me a while back. I want to say you came over to my house from about November, December. Okay, she goes, look, I'm going to do this, and she said, I'll take you up on your offer. We had talked about a candidate training. She come to my house and do call time with me. If you ever want to run for office, do call time. That means call people and beg them for money all night. Candidates will think of any reason not to do call time. It's the first time in your life straightening your sock drawer became interesting. Almost anything is better, trust me. So people think I like to do call time. I hate doing call time. But if we want to win elections, if we want to get the things that we as Democrats care about actually into law or into reality, this is what we must do. We have to do it. So Sylvia came over, and she made some faces, and she watched me do this, and we talked, and I tried to explain things, and she goes, yeah, this is crazy. So when we were done, we made her, my finance director and I, we made her role play some calls. And she was fantastic. She did a great job. And then one of the things that I ask people that I think is really important, why are you running? Why are you doing this? Sometimes candidates struggle to answer that question. Why are you doing this? Because I believe people run for one of 2 reasons. To be somebody or to do something. We need people to run because they want to do something. Because there's something in their heart that makes them go knocking on a door on a 100-degree day, calling people up, asking for money when they've got a million other things they'd rather do. We don't want people who want an ego trip, who want to be something. This is not the place for that. We need people who want to make a difference. And she gave me her reasons, and it was all of our core value reasons. She cares about our schools, our children. She cares about children playing in the backyard without getting shot. Some basic things that are pretty darn important that are not getting addressed right now. Prosperity for everybody. A fair shake for everybody. These are important things that need addressed and need addressed now. And she said, that's why I'm running. And I said, well, I'm all in. Let's do this. So I am so glad to be here. Last year I came up with this idea, and I called it the Western Front Strategy. And frankly, this is why I decided to run for state senate. This was not an easy decision for me. 3 parts of the strategy. Don't listen to Kathleen Murphy, she wants to add another one. Don't listen. Part 1, I'm going to tell you this is good news, we already did it. Beat Barbara Comstock. Take her out, they don't have somebody recruiting candidates, raising money, leading the charge. So we did that. Part 2, beat Dick Black. I'm sorry to say I can't do that because he already quit. But I think it means take the 13th Senate District, and by the way, winning that seat means flipping it to Democratic control. That's good. Part 3, flip the boards. Flip the boards. So we flip the boards, the supervisors, school boards, our constitutional offices. I see you, Sheree. I care about you too, buddy. I care about you, Commonwealth's attorney. If we care about all these races and we flip all of them, which by the way, we can do it. We can do it this year. I believe it in all my heart. I might be a little crazy, but about this I'm completely sane. We can do this. And what we do if we do that, we change Loudoun County. We change Virginia for the next 10, 20 years. Because as Loudoun goes, as Virginia goes. Kenny, I love Prince William too, buddy. I see you. I think Prince William's already there now. They're already there. So these are important races. And there's so many of you that are here, I'm going to ask you, give her some money. I wrote a check from my own personal account and dropped it off when I walked in the door. I'm committed. I am going to commit to do everything I can. Jennifer and I were sharing an office. We're getting that office to you for free. Okay? You raise the money for any kind of mail you want to do. You raise the money for lid for us to pass out, and we will, as a team, bring that lid out for you. Because we want to be the blue wave, the blue team. Our brand is a great brand, and we stand for things that are important. And as a team, we can all win all these races because they're that important. Sylvia, go get them. It is my honor now to introduce my former seatmate, and I miss her too. And I have to win the Senate race because I was seniority 99 and she was seniority 100. So we have to be 39 and 40 again. But and my good friend, Jennifer Woysko.
Hey guys, it is good to see such a great crowd here on the beginning of March. You all have worked hard over the past few years, right? Like we got Jennifer Wexton in Congress. We flipped 17 seats in the House of Delegates in 2017. When we were here, you helped me get into the Senate, and now the next thing we're going to do is we are flipping Loudoun County from red to blue. I just want to make an example of what happens when we vote together, when we work together. We create good policies that change people's lives. Just earlier this week at the school board level,
Yes.
the majority of the vote, 6 to 5, 5 to 4, excuse me, agreed that we should support our gay, lesbian, and transgender children as well as our African American children. The work that you all do day to day, knocking those doors, writing those checks, talking to your friends, hosting little events here and there makes a difference. Don't let anybody tell you that it doesn't. You all helped me and John get in 2015. You helped Wendy get in 2017. You helped me get in 2019 in January. Let's do this for Sylvia and all of the other candidates for the Board of Supervisors and attorney and treasurer and
Commissioner of Revenue.
Commissioner of Revenue. Let's make sure we do this. And I'm just going to reiterate what John said, is we are committed to helping these guys. We are committed to working day and night to make sure that we're making a difference. But you all are the key to all of this. And you've been working hard, and I know we never get a year off in Virginia. There just never seems, it's like one election to the next election, to the next election, to the next election. It just keeps going. But this matters. I've been at this since 2003 when I worked for Howard Dean because I believed that we should have health care for everybody and that getting a nurse going to visit every mom in the state made a difference to help, combat things like childhood early, death and reducing, all of the bad consequences that happen when you don't have those assets. Today, in 2019, we have the opportunity to help Sylvia get into that Board of Supervisors. And I was just in a hearing the other day. I'm on the Transportation Committee. Her predecessor, who is now in office, made a big ass of himself, and he actually had one of the most conservative Republicans grab him by the neck and say, "We don't speak to people like that." in the home of Thomas Jefferson. We need to ramp it up and to say, we expect better of our public servants. Sylvia is the kind of person who's going to do that. I have watched her. She has been a leader. She has been poised. She has helped other people. She deserves this seat. And I'm going to do whatever I can to help her. And I ask you to help her too. And with that, I introduce Sylvia Glass.
Good evening, everyone. First of all, I'd like to thank our elected officials coming out, Delegate Bell, Senator Boysko, Delegate Goditis, and Joy Maloney, our school board member. My name is Sylvia Glass. I'm a mother. I'm an educator. I'm a community advocate. I'm your neighbor. And I'm running for the Board of Supervisors to represent the Broad Run District in Loudoun County. My family and I have lived in this area for 20 years with my husband and 4 sons who have worked here and have gone to school in Loudoun County. I was a PTA president for my son's elementary school. I am a member of the Loudoun Education Association. I'm a member of the Minority Student Achievement Advisory Committee. I'm a member of Moms Demand Action and the NAACP. I also worked as the Precinct Operations Chair for LCDC, where we worked to get Jennifer Wexton and Jennifer Boysko elected. My mother and father painted a picture for me, the idea of public service. My dad was a minister. He went to other ministers in the Prince William County area, and he wanted to start an organization that helped people who needed shelter, clothing, and food. He started an organization called ACTS, Action in Community, through service, thank you. I had to remember that.
We're not going to tell your dad.
He went around and he saw the need. And this organization is still there today in Prince William County. And I want to have that same spirit of service by working on our roads, our schools, and our housing. I want to make sure that we have smart transportation solutions in our area. It doesn't make sense that we take 20 minutes to get from Loudoun County Parkway, Waxpool Road to Route 28. I want to make sure that we have mindful transit infrastructure for the 2 metro stations that are coming into our area. I want to make sure that we have transit stop accessibility for people with disabilities. And for our schools, I want to make sure that we fully fund our schools. We need support for our teachers. We need teachers to have the resources and the staff for their classrooms. We need to make sure that we see the increased need of mental health services in our schools. There are children that really need help, and we need psychologists and counselors to help those children. We want to make sure that we continue in working with equity for our minority students in the schools, as well as our LGBT students, to make sure that they feel safe and they feel like they are part of our schools. I want to make sure that we have housing for those in our area. for our seniors. We want to make sure that they age in place, to make sure that they stay there, that they're not worried about the high cost of housing and the rising costs that is going on. I want to work with developers in our small area plans to make sure that our firefighters, our teachers, our single income earners are able to live in a place that they can afford. I'm a special education teacher. I work with a team. We collaborate, we communicate, we assess the needs that our population needs. So tonight I want us to become a team. I want us to work together. I want us to collaborate. I want us to communicate. I want us to assess the needs in our community. And I cannot do it by myself. I need you all. So please, let's continue this momentum and work together. Thank you. I have part of my family here. I have two of my sons, Joshua, Zachary. I have my husband, Alan. I have my nieces here, Amelia, Carita, my sister, and Monita. I have my sisters, Deborah, Mona, and Nina. They all came here to support me, and I really appreciate it. I also want to thank the other candidates that are here, Julie, Buda,
Julie.
Penny, and Sue. And even you. Thank you all.
Sylvia and her team would also like to thank Twin Pansy for helping us with this event, as well as being a place where Democrats from all over this area can host events. So please make sure to leave a gratuity with your, empty glass on your way out. Give them some love. All right, thank you so much, and remember to donate.
Hi, everybody. I don't know how many of you know about Emily's List. Do you know about Emily's List? Sports Democratic Progressive Women. So everyone thinks that's a name, right? But actually, this is a pretty well-kept secret, but it actually stands for early money is like yeast. And I cannot tell you how important early dollars are. So we're asking you to reach into your pocket and be generous. Your money today will be like yeast for the rest of the campaign. Thank you.
And how appropriate that we have this in a brewery, and we're talking about, anyway. Thank you all so much. Please eat the food. It's here for you to consume. And please mingle and talk amongst yourselves. And then if you'd like to donate, come see me or Cara at the front. Thank you so much.
All right, one extra ask. We're gonna have Sylvia stand here with her beautiful family. Let's take a picture. Everybody post this on Facebook. Link it to her. And if you have Twitter, tweet it out. We're gonna grow her social media presence tonight. So please do that.